gotta pay attention to my phone in case it rings. I gotta talk to this.
Yeah, we got a schedule of who's in here on what days. And if they doesn't have the time, all they have to do is check Ajax.
Oh. It's pretty.
I wonder. It's right.
Mr. 88. 2 people are already waiting. It's like not even 1:30 yet, people.
You can tell when they're calling in.
Mm-hmm. They're sitting there waiting for me to admit them.
I'm just waiting what this looks like.
Yeah.
You mind if I look?
Mm-hmm. So Mr. Schultz was in, so I just hit this and I'll admit him. Mr. Huffman's waiting for me. They're in a waiting room talking amongst themselves. And so I'm just waiting for the process.
So when you want to do it, what do you
just hit admit and
then
they'll
start?
pop up? Mm-hmm.
Change my printer. And hold on, it's not pretty because I changed the default printer. That's weird because I changed the printer.
And then you need the Harrison Lochner files to add all those cases to a minute entry to add it in. And then start the audio. You're home. Okay. I'm just gonna let Mr. Schultz in and talk to him.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Schultz. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. We're just waiting for Mr. Mediate to zoom in, so I thought I'd just admit you and we can kind of hang out a little bit.
Absolutely. It's still
yeah.
still figuring out the protocol, and I apologize for not wearing a necktie, but I just
Oh no, that's fine. This is informal.
I did one of these maybe I think it was last week with Judge Klotz, and I had a shirt and tie on, and I was the only person who did.
Yeah, it's informal.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah. We're just waiting for Mr. Mediate. How are you doing otherwise?
Yeah, fine. It's sort of learning as I go on the whole working from working remotely thing. I've been working remote for about 2 months now. How about yourself?
It's been crazy busy.
I can only imagine. I shudder to think about your trial calendar.
Oh my God. And, we come out with our calendars and, we had to get rid of our jury trials and then we're adding Zoom to our calendars. And when I do the Zoom hearings, I only want to see the attorneys on screen and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't want no one coming into the courtroom.
Yeah.
So Zoom hearings are just for the attorney's eye to speak on Zoom. And so it's trying to play chess and say, okay, so what are we doing here and how, and I can't schedule a whole bunch at one time.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've heard rumors that in Maricopa County is considering Zoom trials.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm willing to do a Zoom trial, but I don't know how people would get over introducing evidence.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I could see that would be a problem. If it were a bench trial, I think that would probably be okay. I wouldn't want to do a jury trial with Zoom.
Yeah, the problem.
Well, we don't really have a mechanism
for bench trial. Even the officers have to refresh their memory a lot.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, or they're showing them photos, and so
or body worn cam.
Oh, yeah, yeah, body cam.
We don't
yeah.
have any mechanism to show body worn cam.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
yeah. So if anyone could come up with some innovative ideas, I'm willing to consider and do what I can to alleviate people coming to court.
Sure, yeah. I've done a number of depositions. I had an arbitration by Zoom about a month ago.
Okay,
It actually went pretty smoothly.
cool.
But
Mr. Vick,
that's-
is that you on the phone? Someone's on the phone.
You know, I'm here,
Oh, hi.
Todd.
Hi,
Hey,
Mr.
Todd,
Vick.
Greg Stoltz.
Yeah. Are you talking about doing trials and hearings by Zoom?
What we were
Just,
saying is that there's some rumors about that from up in Maricopa County.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. And you know me, I'm never shy about my opinions. You want to hear it?
Absolutely.
Okay. The least danger, it seems to me like with the size of our courtrooms, the least dangerous thing we're going to be doing in court. I mean, obviously they put jury trials off for a long time, but are bench trials
yeah,
in court. And the reason is because we're spaced out.
yeah,
It's the most dangerous thing we're going to have is pre-trials.
yeah,
And I'm still trying to go through my head about how to keep people separated during pre-trials. But really, bench trials, as long as you don't have superfluous people in, and I have a feeling we're going to try to do something about that, you aren't going to have a problem with crowding.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could imagine that some of the more aggressive defense attorneys are probably going to be making confrontation type challenges.
yeah,
Yes. We've had a vigorous discussion in the office about that, and you know, one of the things I said yesterday, and you know, talking to colleagues is, and I know that it's, I know I have very strong opinions, but you guys are used to it. So it's just when a crisis occurs, sometimes people panic about it, and then they try to do things that are outside of what we ordinarily do. And you want to make sure that everybody's rights are protected as much as possible. Perhaps if we're just a little bit patient, sure, there's going to be some heavy lifting on the other end when we have a lot, you know, of cases, but we're all up to it. I think that maybe what we need to do is just be patient.
yeah. All right, so I have a lot of people waiting. So let's do Mr. Stoltz.
Oh, sure.
Mr. Mediate's present. Mr. Stoltz is present by Zoom. Mr. Stoltz, you've been in contact with your client?
I have been, yes, sir.
All right, say State versus Carlos Cesares. And what do you want to do, Mr. Stoltz?
You know, I looked through my file and I don't believe that we received a plea bargain in this case yet.
Mr. Mediate,
Oh.
is there a plea?
Yeah, I'll send it over.
Okay, all right.
So if we could just set it out, we don't even
June
have to know
18th, is that okay with you, Mr. Stoltz? June 18th at 10:30?
Let me just check my calendar real quick. That at 10:30, that'd be fine, Your Honor.
Great, thank you. So it'll be June 18th at 10:30 for another Zoom hearing, and you let us know what your client wants to do. Thank you. And Mike Kirk will be emailing over the minute entry.
Very good, Your Honor. And if we intend to do to do that as a change of plea, how would the court like to?
Just send me an email and let me know you want to set up a change of plea hearing, and I've got those on separate dates from the Zoom hearing.
Very good.
All right.
Perfect. Good.
All right, great. Thanks.
Thank you very much, everybody. Stay safe.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks. Mr. Huffman was next. Let's see, Mr. Huffman, let's see, he has Jones, Brandon Jones. Hi, Mr. Huffman, can you hear me? Mr. Huffman, oh, okay, let me see. Let me unmute him. Mr. Huffman, can you hear me now?
I can. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, so Mr. Mediate's present, Mr. Ryan Huffman is present. You're waiving your client's presence?
I will. Thank you.
All right, and what's happening in this case?
Your Honor, we can set, I don't know if the court's inclined to do so, given what's going on, but we are ready to go into litigation and set this for an evidentiary hearing at the court's discretion.
Okay. So if we set up for an evidentiary hearing, Mr. Mediate, I don't know, do you have access to your officer conflicts checklist?
I do. I have it open. I'd have to look at each officer.
Okay, so I would have availability, what date is it? 6th, 7th, July 7th, it would be in the afternoon.
That's not good for the state. Officer Estes is not available.
All right, how about July? Let's see. July 6th in the afternoon?
You said 6, Judge?
Yeah, July 6th in the afternoon at 1:30.
That's good for the state.
That is good for the defense as well, Your Honor. I also have Mr. St. Louis's schedule up, and it looks like he has an evidentiary hearing scheduled with,
Oh, he sure does.
yeah.
Okay, that's not a good date. I'm glad you checked that because that is not a good date. All right, sorry about that. So it would be July 10th then at 1:30?
Unfortunately, Officer Estes is not available the 10th.
All right. July 15th in the morning?
Officer Estes is not available the 15th either, Judge.
When is he? Is he available like a lot of dates? Is he not available a lot of dates in July?
July's a tough one. There are a few dates
July
that he's available from. I'm sorry?
July 22nd in the afternoon?
Officer Estes is available. Let me check the other officer real quick. That's good for the state, yes.
All right, so July 22nd, it'll be at 1:30. Mr. Huffman, are you good on that date?
Yes, that works for me, Your Honor.
All right, July 22nd at 1:30. And I'll have you file your defense motion deadline is going to be set for June 15th, 2020.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Did you have any other cases?
Let me double check, but I don't believe so. No, that's it for me, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Immediate.
All right, we'll send you the scan and email the minute entry to you.
All right. Thank you. You guys take care.
Thank you.
Yep, see ya.
Mr. Orsland, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so you're here on one case. Is that the Smith case?
Yes. And Jessica Goldsmith has already been set, correct? I had that this afternoon, but I think that was set just by minute entry last week or the week before for a change of plea.
Okay, yeah, if you set up a change plea, then it wouldn't be on our calendar. So I just see you for Titus Smith. CM19064-869. Mr. Mediate's present. Mr. Orsland's present by Zoom. You're waiving your client's presence.
I am, Your Honor. Mr. Smith was recently dismissed or discharged from DOC. I've had no contact. He's had no contact with my office, so I can't give you, I don't have any information on Mr. Smith's whereabouts or anything.
Okay.
I believe that's my case, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
It's Titus.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I actually had been thinking a little bit last week about what to do in those situations. And I believe that maybe what we could do is set an OSC either far enough out where we think that maybe we're going to have people in court, or another hearing where there's enough time to get notice out to the eye. Because I certainly wouldn't want to be issuing warrants on anybody who just either doesn't have the technology or this kind of caught them off guard or whatever because they didn't really know what to do. Because not everybody has the the same sophistication. So I wouldn't want a warrant at this point if Your Honor is okay with that.
I was going to issue a warrant because we have no address, no way of contacting.
Yeah.
Be a waste of time.
I don't think you're wrong, but I just wanted to let you know kind of my feeling about it because I don't know. Mr. Orthland, can I ask, were you having contact with them back in March, or has it been a long time since you had contact with them?
Oh, no, it's been a while since I've had contact with him.
Then, Your Honor, I wouldn't be feeling so weird about this one if you wanted to issue a warrant, because if it's somebody that is just kind of lost contact since we've not been able to meet in person, it would be different. But it looks like this has been going on longer than that.
Yeah, I'm going to be very liberal and not issuing warrants and giving people chances, but
Yeah.
no address, no nada. All right, I'll withdraw the
All right.
office, and so Mr. Orville, you'll get your minute entry by email.
Okay,
All right,
Thank
thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
All right, Candace. Waiting for Mr. Hannes to, it says connecting.
Was this the Palomino case, Judge?
Yes, it's going to be Palomino.
There's something I want to address whenever he gets on.
Okay, still says connecting. Which actually last time he had a hard time connecting. I'm not sure why. Oh, here he is. Mr. Hannes, can you hear us?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, hey, okay. Mr. Mediate's present, Mr. Hannes is present. We're here on State versus Ronnie Palomino, TR 20005254. Mr. Hannes, have you had contact with your client?
Just very, very recently, I had an office appointment. So yes, I'm in extremely good contact with them. We'd like to go ahead probably and set this for a change of plea.
Mr. Mediate, did you have any objections to that?
No, I didn't. And well, we'll just leave it at that. I had sent in that long form and I talked to defense counsel, and we're okay holding off on that long form until the change of plea.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so change of plea.
Thank you.
Mr. Hannes, for a change of plea, we could set it for July, I'm sorry, not July, June 11th. It would be at 11 a.m.
June 11th at 11 is pretty good.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll take it.
June 11th is going to be an in-person change of plea hearing, and you and your client have to wear a mask.
Okay.
All right, great. Well, I'll set it for June 11th, 11 a.m. Mr. Hannes, we'll scan and email the minute entry to you.
Thank you.
And then you also have State versus Luciano Solis, TR 20006214. Again, Mr. Mediate is present, Mr. Hannes is present. Mr. Hannes, have you had contact with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, kind of the same situation. I'd like to see if it's possible to set it, if possible, for the same date and time for a change of plea.
That's fine. All right. You'll get your minute entries. Anything else for the record?
Not on my end. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Mediate.
Thank you. We'll scan and email your
Take care.
minute entry. Thank you. Mr. Ellis is present. It's the next. Mr. Ellis, can you, Mr. Ellis, can you hear me? Mr. Ellis, can you hear? Mr. Ellis, can you hear?
I can hear you.
Yay.
I don't know if I,
I can hear you too.
oh, okay, great,
Yeah.
great. All right.
So Mr. Meany is present, Mr. Ellis is present. You're waiving your client's case on State versus Joseph McHillany. Is that correct, Mr. Ellis?
It is, Judge.
Okay. What's happening in this case?
Your Honor, I met with my client today telephonically, and when we discussed the case, it appears this case will be going on a trial track. And I don't know what the court is doing about juries at this time and in the immediate future. So what I suggest is perhaps we can get a status conference once we're all back in the courtroom, and then at maybe that time we can set a trial date.
Well, we start back court June 1st, but I will set it for a review hearing because we're going to start trials back up in August. And, you know, I can tentatively set something for September and just, you're going to be stacked with a whole bunch of cases.
Yeah, and so right now with the expert witness and everything, I would prefer a review than a trial setting and see where we are with the calendars.
Okay, so what I'll do is send you and Mr. Media an email and let you know the trial dates. You guys can pick one and then you can check your availability and stuff.
Okay,
Now I'll set another Zoom hearing. Is that okay?
that's fine.
Okay. All right, so
Good.
let's set the hearing. Well, it's going to be June 18th at 10:30.
June 18th at 10:30 for Zoom.
Yes.
Sounds good.
If you guys want to, I'll send you guys an email and you guys can agree on a date and I can vacate that date and just go ahead and set a jury trial date.
Okay, well, I'll review the email.
Okay. And I'll let you know the available dates and then you're going to be stacked with a whole bunch of other cases.
Yeah, it's gonna be, everyone's gonna be stacked in the near future.
Yeah, exactly. All right, great. Did you have any other cases, Mr. Ellis?
No, I believe that was it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can, your excuse. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let me do Ms. Price. So it's gonna be Christina Price. Yeah, that's next on Harrison Lochner. So Ms. Roberts, this is your case. Ms. Price, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. And Ms. Roberts is on this case, State versus Harrison Lochner. There's 9 cases for this case. Ms. Roberts, are you on?
I am, Judge. I'm here.
Okay, great. Let's see. So Ms. Price, have you had any contact with your client?
So he actually was taken back into custody. I've been speaking with his father very regularly. He was just released on the 18th, and he is now at Exodus, a halfway house. Still dealing with his felonies, so I am just asking for a continuance today. His next felony hearing is going to be on the 27th.
His next felony hearing June 27th or May 27th?
May 27th, I apologize.
Okay. All right. And did you have any objection to the continuance, Ms. Roberts?
I don't, but I'm showing he's set for a video on his TCC cases on May 27th. So if there's any record of that, we can vacate that as well.
Yeah, we're gonna vacate all the dates because he's actually, all those dates were vacated. His next hearing date was set for June 5th, but I'm gonna vacate that date also and just set it for a Zoom hearing so the press can keep us informed on what's happening.
Okay, yeah, I did see the email about that. It just obviously hasn't pushed from the court system to our system yet. So I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
All right, so I'll set it for June 18th at 11 a.m., Ms. Price, is that okay?
That works for me. Thank you, Your Honor.
June 18th at 11 a.m. for a Zoom hearing, and you can let me know if you've had any contact and what the progress is on the case.
Okay.
What time was that?
11 a.m.
11. Okay, thank you.
All right, great, thanks. All right, Ms. Price.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm not gonna print this, hold on, I'm not gonna print, Mr. Lochner, because you have to add all 9 cases.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Let me do that.
I already, there's 2 of them there, but I've got one that I'm gonna get out of right now. And it's the one that had 4 cases listed, so let me get out of it right now. There's one that had 2 cases listed, and then there's one that has 4, and it shows Ms. Price as the attorney. I don't know. Can you tell which one it is?
Taking its time to open.
Oh gosh. Oh,
There it goes.
let's scroll it down a little bit. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. All right, so let me admit Ms. Casillo or Mr. Valenzuela first.
And when I get out, if you refresh yours, it'll show that like the time will change, so you'll know which one is the new one.
Go ahead and do it, because I already finished what I need to
Oh.
do, and then I'll just sign it. Thanks. All right, Mr. Valenzuela, it's taking a long time to join.
So how do you like doing part like this?
You know, we're being recorded
Oh,
on
I'm sorry.
YouTube. We're live on YouTube.
Was that Elisa?
Yes.
Hi, Elisa.
Hi.
I don't know what happened to Mr. Valenzuela. He went off. You guys, Mr. Mediate and all of you know that we're being recorded on live on YouTube, right? I don't know if you guys knew that. Did the prosecutors know that?
There'd been some discussion about that.
Yes. so we are live on YouTube. Hi, Ms. Casillo.
Hello.
All right, so Ms. Casillo is present, and let's do Demio first. Joey Demio. And
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I have had contact with him, Judge, and I'm just going to ask for a continuance so that he and I can talk further.
who's the prosecutor on this case?
I believe it's Mr. Mediate. It's not. I just said his name wrong, right?
Okay. You've had contact with your client, you said?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Mediate, did you have any objection to Ms. Casillo continuing this case? All right. So there's 3 cases, and are they all connected or are they separate?
That's a good question, Judge. I think there are 2 cases, but one of them might be a long form.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah, it's 2 separate cases, I saw. All right, so Ms. Casillo, so you have all your disclosure and everything?
As far as I know. I'll verify that, and if I am missing anything, I'll email Mr. Mediate.
All right. I'm going to set it for a Zoom hearing. It's July 2nd at 9 a.m., okay?
That's good.
Yes.
Great. All right, it'll be a Zoom hearing July 2nd at 9 a.m. And we'll see what's going on. All right, great. Thank you on that case. And Ms. Casillo, I know you have another case.
Yeah, I have a few other ones.
Let's see. Holmes, Brian Holmes, CM19045-937. Mediates present, I believe.
It's my case, Judge.
Ms. Roberts.
And Ms. Casillo is on present by Zoom. Ms. Casillo, you have contact with your client?
I do, Judge. And I anticipate he's going to accept a plea, but I need to talk with him again.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ms. Casillo has been in touch with me about getting an updated plea offer, so we're in good contact.
All right, we could set a Zoom hearing on, let's see. Maybe June 12th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
If you anticipate your client is going to be taking a plea, then you can ask to vacate and we'll set it up for a change of plea
Okay.
offer, okay?
Yes.
All right, June 12th, 10 a.m. All right, Alisa will scan and email the minute entry to you. I believe you have one more case, is that right?
Yes, I have Virginia Redondo.
Yeah.
And then I also had Dana Juarez, but I actually think that was I think we took care of everything on her, right?
Yeah, it's off the calendar
Okay.
because she was dismissed. All right, C versus Virginia Redondo. There's, I believe, 3 cases. And who's the prosecutor on this one?
I think it's Karma. I think it's Mr. Mediate.
All right, Ms. Mediate's present, Ms. Casillo is present. Have you had contact with your client, Ms. Casillo?
I have. And there's quite a bit of disclosure. I think I need to review the body camera, which I have now. So that's where we are.
All right.
But I'll make sure I have everything because I think Ms. Redondo was represented by private counsel prior to my appointment. So I just want to make sure I'll communicate with Mr. Mediate to make sure we're on the same page with what I have and don't have.
Sounds good.
All right, it's going to be June 12th again at 10 a.m.
What day? What was the date?
12th at 10 a.m., same as the last case.
Oh, the 12th?
Zoom hearing. It's a Zoom hearing, June 12th at 10 a.m.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Did you have any other cases?
No, I don't.
All right. 10 a.m. for a Zoom hearing. All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next one up is going to be Ryan Blue, and he's here on Corey Robinson. Hi, Mr. Blue. How are you?
I'm doing well, Judge. How are you?
I'm good. Let's see. Who's Miss Roberts is on this case. She's present. Mr. Blue's present. You're waiving your client's presence.
I am, Your Honor.
All right. And what's happening on this case?
He just needs to decide if he wants to accept the plea or set the case for trial. I've had discussions in an attempt to get the case dismissed with Miss Roberts and her supervisor. There was actually a second attempt tried this week, and the state promptly responded to let me know they were not willing to dismiss. So I just need to talk with my client, provide him the update, and find out what he wants to do.
All right. So I'll set it for a Zoom hearing. It's going to be on, let's see. Is June 18th okay at 11 a.m.?
June 18th, let me just check quick. June 18th at 11 should be good.
All right. If your client by chance wants to take a plea, let me know, file a motion, and then I'll vacate that date and set it for in-person change of plea hearing. Other than that, I'll see you June 18th. And if we set it for a plea, a trial, we can do it on that day on the Zoom hearing. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Great. Thank you.
All right. Maybe excused?
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks.
So we're just waiting for Mr. Valenzuela and Saul Huerta. Can you make sure today's date's vacated? Sure. This is already set for, I don't even know if they updated. Okay. I'll put the new court date in there. All right, so let me find out from the other parties what's going on. Do you know this courtroom's number? Yeah. 736173611. So it's 8377. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Just waiting for Mr. Valenzuela and Miss What, they may call. So just to let the prosecutors know, I called or I sent a message to Saul Huerta and Mr. Valenzuela to call the court at this point because they're not zooming in. Just to let the parties know.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Let's call Saul. Let's get him on the phone. Saul Huerta, you said? Yeah. And what's the defendant's name? Shannon Monts. Just go on telephone.
Hello, you've reached Saúl Huerta. Please leave a message. Hola, se ha comunicado con Saúl Huerta. Por favor, deje un recado.
Hello, this is Elisa calling from Judge Hale's courtroom regarding Shannon Mons. This was set for hearing today at 2 o'clock for a Zoom hearing, and nobody's called in and nobody's called the court. The direct line into the courtroom is 837-3611. Thank you.
To replay your message, press 1. To continue recording, press 2. To delete and re-record your message, press 3. For delivery options, press 4. To send a fax to mark urgent, press 1. To mark message marked urgent. To replay your message, press 1. To continue recording, press 2. To delete and re-record. Your message has been sent. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
And the defendant?
Oh, there's 3 of them.
I'll just say it for Judge Hale then.
Yeah, Judge Hale's court. 3 cases for Judge Hale's court. At 2. to someone's iPhone.
The number you are calling from is blocked. If you are ready.
Okay. Hello, who's on the phone? Oh, I think I see. Okay, never mind. Who's on the phone? Let's see. Can you hear me, Mr. Valenzuela? Mr. Valenzuela, can you hear me? Check your Gonzalez coming in too. Check your speakerphone, or I see you, but I can't hear you. Mr. Huerta?
Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me, Mr. Huerta? Mr. Huerta, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I'm sorry, my computer was muted.
Oh, okay. So Mr. Valenzuela, I'm gonna try to get him in. We're having problems with him too. Hold on, let me see if I can unmute. Oh no, that's Mr. Oh, never mind. Let's see.
Judge, can you hear me?
Oh yeah,
This is
Mr. Valenzuela, is that you?
Yeah, I just can't get video now. I was getting video, but not sound, and now I'm getting audio.
Yeah, okay. So Mr. Valenzuela, let me deal with Saul Huerta's case. He's got one
Okay.
case, and then just hold on the line, okay?
I will.
All right, so Shannon Mons, let's see, I believe this is Mr. Vick's case. CM19. Oh, it's yours, Ms. Roberts' case. All right, so Ms. Roberts is present, and Mr. Huerta is present, and what's happening, Mr. Huerta, in this case?
I've spoken to Ms. Mons. She's somewhat unstable, residentially. She has indicated she wants to go to trial on the assault charge, but may plead on the other charge. So I think if we set it for a change of plea on the possession charge, and we can set a pretrial conference on the assault charge.
All right. So yeah, so when she comes in for her change of plea, then we'll set the other one for trial. Okay. Let me see. Can she come in to do a change of plea on, let's see, June 11th at 11 a.m.?
That should be fine, Your Honor.
Okay, June 11th at 11 a.m. Okay, so my clerk will scan the minute entry over to you, and she'll appear on both cases, okay?
All right. Thank you. I may be excused.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Bye-bye.
Mr. Valenzuela, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can, Judge. Am I the only one having trouble here?
Yeah. But it's all right. You can appear telephonically. That's good.
Well, I went to my I'm actually on Zoom. It just won't let me the video, and I first tried my my laptop, which worked fine yesterday, but it wasn't working right now.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. So Mr. Mediate's present and Mr. Valenzuela is present on State versus Diane Cortez, TR19074-716. Mr. Valenzuela, you were having good contact with your client?
Yes, Judge, we have.
Okay. And what did you want to do in this case?
It's my bottom file. Let me just make sure. Okay, this is the one where we got the plea offer. And we have the body worn camera, but we don't have any police reports. So I don't know if we're missing something. You can let us know.
I'll send it over to you.
So will you let Mr. Immediate know by email what you're missing?
Yes, it's just
All
the
right.
police reports. So we can just bump it, and I think based on what I've seen and the conversation we had, we're probably gonna do a change of plea at the next hearing.
All right, let's see. I can set a change of plea for July 7th at 9 a.m. Is it July-
Yeah, because I'm sure that'll give me time to get the reports, whatever I need.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll shoot you the reports right now.
Okay, thank you.
So July 7th at 9 a.m. We're gonna set, actually, it's gonna be at 9:30 a.m., Mr. Valenzuela, okay?
That's fine.
July 7th at 9:30 a.m., a change of plea. And we will scan and email the minute entry to you as soon as we get off the hearing. Great, thanks.
All right, thank you.
And then the other case, next case is State versus Julian Olivius. I'm not sure whose case this is. Is this Mr. Media's case too?
What's the number here, Judge?
Julian Olivis. It's a DUI assault. Yeah, it's a DUI case.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the offer. I think we just set it for the same date for a change of plea, Judge. We have a wrap plea. Yes.
Sounds good. July 7th at 9:30. We'll set that for a change of plea.
Okay.
Hold on, let me catch up with my minute entries here. July 7th at 9:30. Is your prices including? Yes. I sent you.
Hey, Rudy,
and you were
Yes.
on it? That's
can you
right.
shoot me an email?
An email? Yeah, what's it? What is it?
I'll try and find your email and shoot you an email.
Okay, it's just Rudy Valens, VALENS2 at Hotmail.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. Got another one going?
Yep, hold on a second.
Okay. I was just worried that I lost somebody or everybody.
All right, last one is State versus Darlene Pancho. There's 3 cases, and I'm not sure who's the prosecutor on this case.
Yeah, Pancho, there's 3 of them and they're mine.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Vick's present, Mr.
And-
Valenzuela is present.
It says
Yeah.
that I don't have a plea yet on any of those.
You
She's in
don't?
residential treatment.
What is that?
And she's in residential treatment right now, so we've had contact, but I don't have a plea. It doesn't show that you made a plea for yet.
Yeah, there's a plea in there. It's been in there for a long time.
Hold on. On all 3 cases? Is it a rap plea?
All three cases, 82, ending 82, 07, and 20. Are those the ones?
Well, yeah, but it's still, my notes still say I didn't get it, so if you
Okay,
can.
well,
it over.
it's here. Okay, Carmine, are you there?
Yeah.
You're going to send Mr. Valenzuela an email, right?
Yes.
Could you send him also the plea offer on the Pancho, and it's in the docket ending 107.
107.
Is that cool?
Yes.
Yeah. And Mr. Valenzuela, the cases are old. And
Yes.
so are we going to be doing something with these after you get this plea offer?
Yeah.
Because they're all ready for trial.
Yeah, and speaking to her, she wanted to resolve it, but she's in rehab, and the letter that I have in front of me from Amity says she will be out 5th, April, May, June. So that'll be June 15th. So anything.
Okay.
If we
Okay.
can do
Well, how about this?
27th,
Carmine will send you the plea, and essentially I'll give you the basic idea. I think it's a very takeable plea. It's unsupervised probation, just the 26 sessions of the domestic violence counseling. There's a lot of no contacts and jail costs, but besides
Okay,
that,
yeah.
it's pretty standard.
Yeah. She was looking to resolve it. So, Judge, if we can do the 7th also, that'll resolve all 3 of these cases on that day.
All right, so July 7th at 9:30 a.m., you have that time slot for the day, for the morning, for that time slot. All right, July 7th, 9:30, we'll send you an email.
All right, thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
Thank you, that's it. For all
Thank you, Rudy, and thank you, Carmine.
Good. All right.
Thank
Sure
you.
thing. Take care.
All right,
Bye.
take care.